Hello and welcome to Men at the Movies, the YouTube channel. My name's Paul McDonald, and Britt and I are celebrating our 2-year anniversary of doing Men at the Movies through podcasts, through ebooks. Check us out. Check out our website, menatthemovies.com. But for our second anniversary, Britt wanted to talk about Pinocchio because that was one of the first movies where he really saw God in the movies. So we pulled out one of the things we talked about. And so we're going to play that clip of Pinocchio in a cage and how often we find ourselves in bondage and what we can do to free ourselves.
So he's in the bird cage, so he's in bondage, and Jiminy Cricket shows up and finds out that the kid's in bondage and realizes the mistake, and Pinocchio realizes his mistake, and the conscience is like, I can't get you out of this. The conscience, the law, says I can't get you out of this. You're just stuck here.
Right. The law doesn't provide freedom.
Which, again, that's powerful. That's a powerful statement. It doesn't mean that your conscience isn't important. It just means it doesn't have that power.
Must be one of the old models.
You mean you can't open it?
Yeah. Looks pretty hopeless. It'll take a miracle to get us out of here.
Gee.
And so the supernatural comes in, the blue fairy comes in, and he starts lying to the supernatural. He starts lying to the Holy Spirit sort of figure. He starts lying to this person. And when he tells a lie, he becomes even less human. So this is another theme in the movie. He becomes more deformed. He's getting further away from becoming a real boy by lying. Now remember, she says you're going to get there by bravery, truth, and unselfishness. Right? All of that was going to school. That's the symbol. All of that was going to happen going to school. I'm just saying, that's why his father sent him there.
That's how you learn those disciplines.
You're going to learn that discipline to be brave, honest, be brave, truthful, and unselfish. You're going to learn that there through discipline. But instead, you chose something different. You try to choose the easy way, and now you're in bondage. And the blue fairies are, well, what happened? And he starts, I don't know. He starts making up stuff. And she's like, ooh, were you scared? Or yeah, there were monsters. And he was like making up all this stuff. And you can't lie to God. It is going to be really evident really quickly. You can't really even lie to yourself, which I think is also interesting in the scene. He doesn't lie to Jiminy Cricket. He lies to her.
Right.
Why? Because she's the one who has power. She has power. So he's lying to her. And every time he lies, he gets more deformed and further away. Like there's a bird nest in his nose. Now, what does that symbolize? Like his conscience is even taking root in the lie. That's powerful symbolism. And it isn't until he's like, what is happening to me? I'm getting further and further away. And he realizes I have to tell the truth. And when he confesses and tells the truth, which is one of the things he had to say, right? Then that is when his freedom happened. So he goes back to being regular Pinocchio, like the nose shrinks, and she sets him free. But as we'll see, even being set free doesn't mean he's continually free. Like he's still subject to his own conscience and his own decision making. That's still what he's subject to. So freedom isn't necessarily even being out of a cage. Freedom is something much deeper to God. Freedom is, I can be in a cage and still be free. Paul in the Bible was just as free in the prison with Silas, right? Because the walls come down and everyone else is freaking out and he's still sitting there. He was already free. He doesn't need to be out of the prison to be free because his freedom was within.
So this has been Paul McDonald and Britt Mooney talking about this idea of the truth setting you free, as we see in Pinocchio. We talk a lot more about the rest of the movie on our podcast, so check that out. Links are all down below. Like us, share us, subscribe, do all the things. And I hope you join us next time here on Men at the Movies, the YouTube channel.